One, two, one, two. It's the bad truth. Man, it seems like every time I get ready to come on, there is trouble. Man, what is going down? I had this like little cool video that I was trying to download, and for some odd reason, it just won't download. It's making me sick because uh, I know it's here. And let me see something. I'm trying to check it in. But what's going down? Um, I had a trippy, but there was this little thing that I picked up from this guy, and man, it was so positive and it was so powerful. I'm praying that we get it, that it will upload and download, and he was really dope. But what's going down with y'all today, man? Busy weekend, busy weekend. You know what I mean? There it is. It's processing, so we got it. Uh, First of all, turn up for Christ or burn up for life. You know, we definitely gonna do that. Let me see what's up. Let me see if I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. All right. Notification. It's saying I should be on. I'm already on. It's cool. So I'm just getting a notification that the podcast was about to start. So yeah. Um yeah, like I said, man, busy weekend. Um Friday I did the dummy again. Um Went to work on like Thursday night. Went to work on like Thursday night, uh 10 o'clock. Wake up about 8:30. Went to work at like 10 o'clock. Got off at 6:30. Haircut started at like 6:45, 6:50. My man S Peasy, we've been in the joint together. Man, we get it in at any time of the morning. I mean, my man, we was doing all kind of experimenting with hair products and haircuts and stuff like that. So we leveling up, man. Bear truth, experience the bear cave. Come down here and holler at me. You know what I mean? Hopefully this week, man, we will be able to uh get some more podcast in because I will be going to first shift on I'll be going to first shift tomorrow. Tomorrow at like 7 o'clock. Okay. It's got me live. I was trying to figure out. Yeah. So I will be going to first shift tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and it's gonna go down. I'll be over there for like I don't know, man, for at least like about a month or so, 4 weeks till we get done dealing with like some of these things that we got going on here at the job. So it's gonna be a different change, man. So hopefully we can switch it up, man, and maybe get like a few more podcasts popping off. You know, we used to do like about 4 or 5 a week. Love versus hate. We can definitely do one of them again. Maybe we can pop up and do like the Bible study. I'm definitely gonna get a chance to go to church a lot more. I'm definitely going to Bible study on Tuesdays now. For every week that I gotta go in at 7, I'm going to church. Bible study. Went to church today. Blessed time. We're gonna talk about all that. Just my little sparkling juice, a little rose. I ain't giving them no shout out. They didn't pay me enough to advertise it. But meanwhile, yeah. So that's what I was saying. Busy from like Thursday to Friday, man. It is crazy when you don't sleep. Like over like 30 hours. You know what I mean? And your body just crash, man. I'm talking about it is crazy. So I did one of them days again. And then Saturday, we had the funeral. And so if you seen the commercial, man, I gave a shout out to my man X man, Xavier Holiday. And the funeral, man, was so loved. We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about like the title and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say, man, shout out to the Holiday family, man, and any and everybody that was at the funeral yesterday that spoke. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper in depth because as I went to church today, the pastor said some stuff, man, that I took notes on. Yeah, I got both of them, and I'm gonna read them. And I just, you know, the title of what I call it first, what they had on his obituary, it was celebrating a life. You know what I mean? And then it's, it tells you from the time he was born to the date that he passed. And so in the past, I did like a show on that about the dash. You dig what I'm saying about that dash in your life, man? That dash that's on the tombstone, that's a big deal. Whether you look at it like that or not, it's a big deal. Um, that's how people gonna remember you, you know. And so there was a lot of people that got up there and said some beautiful things yesterday. We're gonna talk about that, but I just the reason why I said your impact on life, because I guess it was kind of cool because on the you know how they tell you where the visitation is going to be, then they'll say the homegoing service or the homegoing celebration. Man, when I left from there, I was really really like inspired. You know what I mean? Like I left from out of there like it was a different type of funeral. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it was some crying. You know what I mean? And y'all know they're gonna miss their loved one, man. X, man, big deal. Rocktown, stand up, big deal. But what I'm saying is just the love that was in the air, man, and how well that they spoke of him. You know what I mean? And just the people life that he impacted. You know what I mean? So when on the top of the obituary, when it says celebrating a life, they really got a chance to celebrate a life. They really, what I mean, X, you know what I mean? He touched a lot of people's lives. And, when you go to funerals, you see everybody has an impact on somebody's life. But I'm going to get into what I was trying to talk about when I came up with the title. I'll tell you some of the things that stood out to me on the funeral. I'm going to show y'all this little video. And then we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about what the pastor said, you dig, and just try to make it all make some sense, man. Let's hang out for a minute. Like I said, turn up for Christ and burn up for life. We're not doing nothing without that. This ain't no alcohol. It's sparkling juice. But when I say turn up for Christ or burn up for life, it's just a saying because you know what? We turn up for everything in this world. You know what I mean? But when it come time to serve the Lord, it's like we duds. You dig what I'm saying? And since we saying that, let me give you this other little thing that he was speaking on today in church, talking about how, you know, people really, really get into like being fans of whether it's the NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey got the craziest fans. You dig? But make a long story short, how many people is a fan of God? Or like when you go to church, do you just sit there? You know what I mean? He asks you to clap for the Lord, show God some love, stand up and give him a praise, give him a hallelujah, tell him amen. And it's amazing how you will see people come to church and they will not say anything. You know what I mean? They'll sit there and they there, or they'll look around and they act like they shy or they scared to speak up and say something for God. But you take that same person and you put them in a coliseum where what I mean, your favorite basketball team is there, and you will lose your mind. You dig what I'm saying? You go to a football stadium and you watching your favorite team play, and you got on your jersey, you got on their colors and stuff like that. You will absolutely lose your mind for some people that don't even care nothing about you. You'll spend top dollar tickets to go watch an NFL game or to go out of town to an NBA game. You will buy Jess. She said, "Hey, what's up, Jess?" Well, I'm talking about my church too, so I'm glad that you popped up. You know what I mean? I got to give a shout out to Sweetheart Collins, the lady who's going to be running for mayor. Vote Visa, that was one of her themes. So since I seen Jess, I was just thinking about that. I was in celebrities beauty supplies, and they was registering you to vote. October the 10th. It's gonna go down this Tuesday, October the 10th. Make sure you get out and vote. You dig what I'm saying? And Jess, type her name in for me so then that way I can post it on here. Her full name of the young lady that we were supporting as celebrities, so we can get her up on the screen so people can see her name, and we can rap about her running for mayor. Now, back to what I was saying. How is that though? How is it that what I mean? We will go to like basketball games, NFL games, like what I mean. I ain't gonna call no names out, but people will, you will take plane tickets. You'll throw the plane tickets in there, get the plane tickets in there. get the rental car in there, get the hotel rooms in there, go out of town to watch your favorite team play basketball or football. But guess what? You'll go to church, and when they ask you to give a donation, you won't give them nothing. You know what I mean? You'll give them the bare minimum. You'll throw, okay, Yvonne Collins. I knew that's what it was. So I want to put that up there. Yvonne Collins. It's crazy. She know my nickname. I knew her from somewhere. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, listen to this. That young lady is running for mayor, and she had some very positive things that she was talking about. One of the things that stand out to me, she was just like, um, "Let's take the Quad Cities back, and make it like home. Give it that like home appeal, like the streets back, schools." Neighborhoods, the kids, trying to get involved in impacting these kids' life. Some of the stuff that I'm gonna talk about today, I think that she's very super. If I can get a chance to get in touch with her, maybe tomorrow for listen and learn, since I'm gonna be off, maybe we can get her on the podcast. She might be busy, you know what I'm saying? She's got some people. She had the news and all kind of stuff down there checking her out. But if I can get on the podcast, maybe I can get her on the podcast. Big deal. Tuesday, October the 10th. Vote Yvonne Collins. Vote Visa. I'm supporting her. You know what I mean? I ain't doing a lot of justice about what she is representing. But when I listened to her, I felt her and I understood what she's saying. You just had to be there. But since you didn't show up, you don't know nothing. So don't blame me because I can't tell you everything. You don't know because you wasn't there. But meanwhile, think about that. What I just told you. I don't want to keep mixing conversations up. I want you to keep the main thing so you can get that because that stood out to my heart, man. You know what I mean? It's just like we go to church and it seemed like we be looking like we out of place or like we don't belong there or like if they ask for a donation, oh man, I don't want to give this pastor my money, I don't want to do this and that. You're not giving it to him. What you're doing is you're making a donation or you're giving it to the Lord. You dig what I'm saying? And so you got to remember that when you step up into a church, do that. You dig what I'm saying? Because man, we drop down on J's, Tim's, shoes, clothes and stuff like that, man. But when it come to God, we give him our minute time. We give him like a small percentage of our time and our money, and turn up for Christ or burn up for life, for real, for real. Because when you see him, you're gonna have to holler at him about that. And I'm not saying I'm the best. She's not a politician, but a public servant. Okay, uh, rock out then. I'm gonna put that up for a minute, and then I'm gonna come back and post her name since she said that. She's not a politician. She is a public servant. You dig? So get that in your mind since you whoever don't know her, know that. You dig? But yeah, man. And so when I be saying turn up for Christ, burn up for life, that's what I mean. I mean that I don't care where you see me at. I don't care what I'm doing, how I look, what you think, what you thought. I love the Lord. I love Jesus Christ. For real, for real. I love him. I love the Father. I love the Holy Spirit. I really do love God. I love God. But you don't love God? Stop playing. Hey, what's up, Auntie? I am just chilling. And so, yeah, I had a good time at church. That's what a pastor was talking about when he opened up church today. And I thought I'd share that because that's a good example to what I be saying. Like when I say turn up for Christ or burn up for life, I'm not just joking and playing. I know me and family and them, when they see me, she always say that turn up for who? I'd be like, turn up for Christ or burn up for life. You dig what I'm saying? And I got that from one of my guys while we was in the joint. We was doing like this little Christian concert. And I had this little song and he was singing on it. And when he grabbed the mic, he jumped on the stage and he was like looking at the inmates. He was like, man, turn up for Christ or burn up for life. Like y'all turn up on the yard for everything. Y'all turn up when it comes to gangs. Y'all turn up for your clique, your set. Turn up for Christ or burn up for life. And so, we are part of the ones that believe that, there is a life after this life and that you could turn up for him now or you going to turn down for what? You dig? But okay, let's keep it moving. Rest in peace to Xavier Holiday, X-Man, X in the building. Um I got like a little tribute that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play that a little bit later. But this is what I want to do. We're gonna talk about his life. But then I ran across this like little video. I want to play y'all this video. I want y'all to check this video out. Then we're gonna rap a little bit about the funeral, and I'm gonna talk to you about like what some cool things that some people said. So let's do this real quick. Let me get to the video. I'm glad that it downloaded. All right, let me see the video. Okay.
think it's crazy that you don't realize your impact on others. It is far bigger than you will ever know. Someone still laughs when they think of something funny you said. Someone still smiles when they think of that compliment you gave them. Someone silently admires you. Someone wishes they could persevere through difficult situations the way that you do. The advice you have given has made an impact on people. Your inputs and opinions have made people think twice. You're not insignificant, and your existence makes a positive impact whether you see that or not. Thank you for being you.
Okay, that was dope, you know. And so listen to what he said. And so that's why I had the born dash died. That's the date that you was born. That's the date that you died, and that dash in between. What will your dash say about you? The impact that you had on people's life. And my man said, something that stood out to me. He says your impact on life will be bigger than what you think. One of the things he says that somebody's going to laugh every time they think about something that you said. And so going back to my man's funeral, X got a nephew. Um, he's got to be Michael the Fourth. So before I get into that, let me tell you how I know X and why I gotta shout out my man and the Holiday family. Okay, X mom is Regina, Brian and Jarvis mom is Teresa. So all the old school heads that's from the ACP Arsenal Court stand up. You know Mike Holiday. I grew up. Mike Holiday and my uncle Lee, they was tight. Mike and my uncle Cut was tight. My uncle Willie. You dig what I'm saying? And so Mike had two ladies in the Arsenal courts, Teresa and he had Regina. Ain't no telling, what was going on. Let me just put it like this. What you see today or in the past, like, a D boy or somebody that was in the club, somebody that was popping, they old man Mike Holiday, he was popping. And you know what I mean? It's safe to say weed is legalized in Rock Island Place. He's gone, rest in peace to Big Mike. But Mike had the green. And I remember I was a little kid. He used to run with my uncle. I remember he used to have the green in the yellow envelopes, in like the little yellow envelopes that you fold over before y'all start putting them in Ziploc baggies and all that. Mike was getting that money like back then and there. He was always cool. You dig what I'm saying? And he had a reputation because he was a ladies' man. You dig what I'm saying? He got money and he was a ladies' man. So that's ex father. So ex father and my uncle was tight. I live next door to Teresa. Oh man, I seen Teresa at the funeral yesterday, and she gave me the biggest hug. So I walked up to her, and I said, she was like, I'm looking at you. I was like, you don't even know who I am, and I said, Sugar Bear, and man, she squeezed me so hard because she knew me ever since. I'm talking about 2 years old, 3 years old. Me and Brian, that's my man. I remember Jarvis when he was a baby. I remember X when he was a baby. Mike, Anna, and them. I think I moved around a little bit. I think I remember Micah when she was a baby, but that's neither here or there. I'm just saying, them has been my peoples since day one. Brian and Jarvis is my day ones. You dig what I'm talking about? Single digits. Rainbow, Grant. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like I've been knowing a family forever, and so grew up with them in Arsenal courts. And so some of the pictures that I was seeing Kim post, I always remember them down the street. I remember their mom and them. So I remember Xavier when he was a baby. I remember the afros. I remember the red hair. I remember him literally when he was a baby, you know what I mean, in a diaper, in a pamper. So I was about 5 years old. I'm about 5 years older than X. But yeah, so I remembered him. And so we lost a good one yesterday. You know what I mean? And but like I said, it was like a celebration. And so, first of all, let me give props to his nephew, Mike. So my man must have got up there and spoke at least like 3 or 4 times. So when you be reading like the eulogy, they always try to say keep the remarks down to like 2 minutes or whatever. And they got like a little line of people that's up there and they speak. Fam, hey, every time he thought of something, he got back up and he came and speak. And so every time he got up there, everybody started laughing, like, hey, what you gonna say now? But he was keeping it a buck. He kept on saying, like, I thought about this, man, and this just came to my attention. Then he'll give you another story of something that his uncle did or something that his uncle told him. And all of these things was like impactful. Like he used to tell him, he said, "You the next one up." So he like feeding into his nephew's spirit, like saying, start taking your qualities, man, and start using them. Like I see you, like I recognize you. When somebody tell you you the next one up, they promote you, saying like, listen, you got next. People is out here shining, but you shining. Your shine is on its way, and it's just another pat on the back to let you know, man, that hey, we love you out here and keep it moving. And so sometimes, when it comes from family members, you kind of expect people to say stuff like that. But then when you lose your uncle, you can just tell how impactful it was on his heart that he was sitting there. And if somebody else got up and they said something, then it was, oh, I remember when he told me this. Or like when they started saying stuff about my Xavier was a Christian, that he loved Jesus Christ, and that he always talked about God, and that he had favorite scriptures. You dig what I'm saying? He would stand up again and be like, man, he used to always tell me, even though I don't go to church all the time, I pray every day. And this is God's temple right there. So you knew he was telling the truth, because when a person tell you that their body is God's temple and they tell it to you and you don't go to church and you don't read the Bible, that's biblical. You know what I mean? This is the temple of the Holy Spirit. You dig what I'm saying? I can give you scripture on that. He says, if you destroy this body, God will destroy you, because this is his temple. This is where God lives. This is the real church. Well, the church is the people, but this is God's real building. God is living in your heart. And so that's impact. This is his nephew. His uncle told him that. You dig what I'm saying? And so as he come along and he grow up a little bit in life, so he go to church, somebody take him to church, or he start reading that Bible, and it comes up that this is God temple. Let me see. I think it's like First Corinthians when it says, therefore glorify God in your bodies, for this is the temple of the Holy Spirit. So should I take my body and connect it, you know what I mean, to like prostitutes or what? It's like never. You dig what I'm saying? You can't defile your temple, because this is where God lives. He gonna know that because his uncle told him that. Even though God gave it to his uncle to, you know what I mean, to put it in his heart, God got to get the glory. Do you see how much of an impact that X had on his nephews? So just by him telling his nephew that, that might be the driving force that'll make him want to go to church now. That's gonna make him want to have a prayer life, because my uncle told me I might not go to church every day, but I pray. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, you don't know what people is telling you or what people is saying or how God is using people to speak to you, man. You know what I mean? So sometimes you better, man, turn up for Christ or burn up for life. I don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. I know what I'm gonna do. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him praise and credit while I'm here. So, Mike the fourth, I just gotta say, man, you inspired me yesterday, my dude, and it was all love. Every time you stood up and every time you said something, B, I was inspired. I felt like that's impact. You dig what I'm saying? So, if somebody die, and even though it's his family member, that's impact. Okay, Chad Murray got up and spoke. You know what I mean? And that's been my man. That's been like another day one ever since we was like shorties. You know what I mean? Anybody know Chad Murray? Always been smooth. Been a smooth dresser. Been a smooth talker. Ladies man. Been about his money. Never been like, on no bummy broke. You dig what I'm saying? Uh, little brother Shalom, we call him Show. Uh, cool cats, man. You dig what I'm saying? All my life I done knew him and grew up. You dig what I'm saying? We done always been able to see each other and promote each other for, what you do. You cool, you get women, you get money. You dig? I seen a show in the where I don't know where I seen him at. It was a couple of weeks. I think it was during that class reunion type day. Man, he looked at me like, man, you ain't missed a beat. But real people just do real things. And so I bring up Chad Murray because he said something that was very impactful. First, I didn't know that they was families, but he gave them like a little bit of history on how they knew each other and stuff like that. But then he talked about how um him and X used to, kind of like battle about X being a Cleveland Browns fan and him being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And you know what I mean? That's how they used to get their like little wars on and stuff, like little family feuds, cousins and stuff, talk crazy about the football. But he got up, man, and when I tell you, man, see Murray, man, he said some stuff yesterday that when he got done, I had to shake his hand, man. And he talked about the Bible and about X love for Christ, that a lot of people didn't even know that X was so big into God and so big into being a leader on trying to help people, you know what I mean? And his love. And one thing that Chad was saying that I thought that was so cool. He said, we have this celebration. He says at this passing. He says, because I'm saying pass, he says, because if you know Jesus Christ, you'll see X again. He says, so if anybody in here is mourning and you sad and you feeling like, you about to miss out on your loved one, he says, if you ever want to see X again, he says, if Jesus Christ is your Lord and your Savior, that X is on the other side and he waiting. And those of us that believe in the Lord, we believe in God. I understood exactly what he's saying, and what he was breaking it down to, the whole moral of his whole story, and what he was basically trying to say is that X, he got it before he left. That's one of the things that Demetrius and George kept on saying about Paris. You did not Paris, Mario, Paris' brother. So when we went to like the little second service, one thing they kept on saying when they had spoke to Mario, even before, what I mean, the situation happened and, we lost him to the streets, that he got it. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't know who need to hear that, man. You know what I mean? But um that's a beautiful thing when you hear somebody say that they got it. Now, I'm not about to sit up here and battle with y'all about beliefs and religions, whether you Islamic or whether you this and you that. I'm just saying from a belief standpoint of us who believe in Jesus Christ, that and one of the pastors says that we know that there's going to be a time where he's coming back to get us. And so if that's our hope, let us live for a minute. Turn up for Christ and burn up for life. Let us live. But X-Man get it. You dig what I'm saying? And so Chad says he quoted some scriptures too. One thing that he said though too, he says, y'all probably think that I shouldn't be up here talking like this. He says a lot of y'all see me in the club, and he said y'all probably thinking like, oh man, you be in the club every week. He says, but I'm gonna tell you something. Never judge a book by its cover. He says, because one thing you did not know about Xavier X, he loved God. And so when people looking on the outside, they expecting to see, a lot of times it's church, 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 and beat you over the head with Bible scriptures. Oh, I'm gonna pray for you and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Man, no, not all the time. You dig what I'm saying? And each person's walk with God is their walk with God. So I'll never try to tell a person that you're a fake Christian or you really ain't living for God. But I tell you one thing, as much as some people spoke about X yesterday and about him and about God and about him loving Jesus, and when his nephew started confirming what he was telling him too, that man lived for God because God was getting the glory. You see what I'm saying? So God was getting all the glory for his life. So that brings us back to the day that you was born to the day that you died. You dig what I'm saying? Those of us that believe in Christ, we know that this is just the first death. We got to go back and we got to holler at him. And so after that, the soul is got a place that it's going to go. And so right now, I truly believe in my heart that his soul is with Jesus Christ. It felt like something was blinking. Oh, what is that back there blinking? Okay. I don't know. But meanwhile, yeah, you see what I'm saying? And so now there go another person. Now that's his cousin. You dig what I'm saying? And he the impact that he left on him. And there was like little kids that got up. You dig what I'm saying? X used to date their mom. And he said that even when he stopped dating my mom, he would still come by and pick me up from school. He would take me places. Like if he went out to an event or something like that and he didn't have no ride, he can call X and X would come pick him up. I don't listen. I'm stupid, so forgive me. I got something that was on my heart. I got a joke. I play too much. Some of y'all ladies got dudes right now that ain't even doing nothing for your kids, and you laying up with him like right now, and he won't even do nothing for your shorties. He won't take your shorties no. He won't even buy your shorties no McDonald's. He won't pick your kids up nowhere, and you laying up with him. This man ain't even laying up with this lady no more, and he's still that cool where he's going and picking up her kids from like places and showing them love. And he ain't even entangled with this woman no more. Boy, you need to you need to find your ex straight up. Oh, get rid of your ex, make dude your ex, and find you an ex. How about that? How you love that? That was slick. Turn up for Christ and burn up for love. And then you ain't gotta laugh. You can get mad at me. I'm gonna laugh at myself. I thought that was cool, but that's real talk. That's an impact on somebody's life. When a young man can stand up there, he's a kid or a young adult, can say, "Man, this man used to date my mom. This man ain't even my father." And even after him and my mom had broke up, this man used to come and pick me up from events, from school events, or take. I could still count on him to do father figure things. And he's not. He after he got done dealing with my mom, he could have just been like you know what I mean. And I'm talking about you got cats out here like right now that's laying up with young ladies, and you know what I mean. He's supposed to be a king. He's supposed to be a leader and a provider in the crib, and he ain't even doing that. You dig what I'm saying? Today, at this moment in time on on Earth, he's not even that, and you love him. You dig, and that's your dude. You dig what I'm saying? For real, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just cracking jokes, but I'm gonna kind of save my comments. Uh, this one that I had got from out of church. What? Okay, they blew all over the floor. Maybe that's what that was, falling on the ground. I don't know. But meanwhile, okay. But just think about that. So we got the nephew. The nephew, you know, he didn't impact him so much. And, you know, you could say, oh, well, that's his nephew. He should be influenced by him. He should have felt influenced. Okay, you can say what you want to say. But I'm telling you, it was not a joke. We was laughing, but my little homie was standing up every time something came to mind. Every time something sparked, he had to get up and talk about his uncle. Chad, man, just was ecstatic about this man's love for Christ. And then look at his mom, Regina. She got up and she spoke and she talked about how he was a good son. You know, like catch her in the casino, and she knows she ain't supposed to be smoking. You know, it's her son, but she'll be trying to push her little ashtray to the side, like so he don't see her smoking. You dig what I'm saying? Or he'll call her from Whitey's, and he know that she ain't supposed to be eating certain things like sugar. She was like, "Nah, you know I ain't supposed to be eating that. What do you want?" You dig what I'm saying? And he would bring it to her. Go get Alfonso's pizzas, and he would bring it to her. And so when you hear little stuff like that, it warms your heart, man. You know what I mean? It warms your heart that sometimes we see people out in the streets and you might see like one image of this person and you might think you really know this person. But this dude is a mama's boy. You know what I mean? He love his mama. You know what I mean? He'll do anything for his mom. You know, he call and check on her. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And so when people start speaking like that, you know, and just real quick, let me give you an analogy in a scenario. I was talking to this person, and I'm always mindful, like say for instance, like if people talk to me, I listen. I listen. I like to see what your conversation is about, and I pay attention to detail on different things that you say. Now, I know ladies love their kids. I'm not finna sit up here and argue with about how deep your love is for your kids and for your shorties and what a real mom is. But one thing about me, I try to listen to, like say if I'm talking to a person, like say like a female and a male, I'm gonna give you two examples. If a woman, you know what I mean, talks in her languages, her kids is important, their safety is important, moral standards are important for her kids, respect is important for her kids, hygiene, you know what I mean, different things, staying on her kids about certain things. When I see a woman like that, it impresses me, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because when she loves like that, um she was created for that purpose. You know what I mean? She is the lover and the nurturer of the earth. That's what God created her for. But when I see him talk like that, it just makes me feel like she's playing her position. So when she's playing that position, I know, okay, this is a woman. You know what I mean? Don't mean that she's perfect. Don't mean that she got it all together, but I know that she's a woman. And and that's one of the things I look for. Like if I'm looking for like a lady friend, I love that. I love it if she take care of her kids, and I'm talking about she protects her kids. You know what I'm saying? Crazy about who around her kids or and what her kids is doing. Do they respect? Do they do this and that? Okay. Same thing with a man. If I'm hanging with some guys or something like that, if you my guy, like if you don't love your kids, like if you like you a deadbeat father, I don't really rock like that. You dig what I'm saying? Um, and I hate it because I like. I'm gonna tell you like this. I think, and this is just my opinion. You ain't gotta listen to me. If you don't take care of your own kids, if you a man and you won't take care of your own kids, how can you, you know what I mean, be loyal to us, to a friendship, to anything else that's moving? You ain't even loyal to the person that you put here on this earth. You dig what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to get off subject. I'm giving you that because of what ex mom said about him. I'm telling you about impact, about that dash from the day that you was born to the day that you died, how people love you. You dig what I'm saying? Um, dang, ask me a question, but so listen, from the day that you was born to the day that you was died to the day that you died, you will make an impact on somebody's life, right? And so when his mom was just talking about little bitty things, like say for instance, um, being at Alfonso's, and what up, Motor? Just chilling, my dude. Um, being at Alfonso's, calling her saying, I got some Alfonso's pizzas. You want some? And then she said she would be in bed, and then he'll come to the house and he got Alfonso pizza, and she said she'll come downstairs just to have a slice with her son. So I said all of that to say this: little bitty things mean a lot. Sometimes, man, you looking for like big details and stuff. I'm just talking to ladies real quick for a minute for like, a man got to be tall, dark, and handsome, or he got to drive this, or he got to be wearing the latest things. You better try to see how he treat his mama and how he got respect for his mama and how he take care of his kids. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't saying that he gotta be the best or that he's gotta be perfect. But like when a person tells you that, like, yeah, he on me about smoking my cigarettes. And this is his mama. You can't say nothing to you. I can't say nothing to my roommate about smoking. I have though. I said she know my opinion on it. She know I don't like it. You dig what I'm saying? But just I'm just telling you, when his mom get up there and she speak like that, I know that's her son, so definitely you expect that she gonna say something good about her son. But just listen to what she said and how he used to do things. I'm telling you, man, when people impact a life, they impact a life. And did you hear what the people what the my man was saying when I showed you the little short take video? You don't know how much your life is going to impact somebody. It's bigger than what you think. You are not insignificant. You are here for a purpose. You are here for a reason. You dig what I'm saying? And everybody that was at that funeral that stood up and spoke, they said cool stuff about X, about his impact. Now, what's up, Lacana? What's going down, mommy? I seen y'all. It was good to see y'all over there at Beauty Supplies and stuff. Shout out to everything that y'all doing, man. Every time I see y'all, y'all on the grind for change, man. So God bless y'all, and I'm praying for y'all, man. For real, for real. But back to like X and just like the different things that people were saying. This one guy drove all the way down from Chicago just to be here. You know what I mean? And so he was talking about X being a leader in the streets, doing like work or like one of the things they said that he was doing, he was filing lawsuits and he was also studying the law. You dig what I'm saying? Lacana Dixon, Alderman at large. Thanks, Jess. Hold on, I'm about to post that real quick. So remember that Lacana Dixon for Alderman at Large. We got to do that, and then Yvonne Collins, man. Remember those ladies, man. When y'all get ready to go vote, October the 10th, this Tuesday, it's gonna go down. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. And oh no, you know what? I was in there getting barber supplies, and I always get a smoothie. Next thing I know, the news camera is there. It's big stuff going on. I just left from X funeral. Matter of fact, I just left from X's funeral, and I was stopping through there because I had two more haircuts. So I had to go through there get some supplies, and then ran into y'all. So it was a blessing to see y'all too. Even didn't even know I was stopping up, but stopped through and. You know what I mean? That's how I be sometimes, man. God just be doing stuff. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm really grateful for y'all ladies, man. For real, for real. Y'all don't know it, but every time I see y'all, I gotta give y'all a hug and say what's up. Um, but this guy, and I gave him my card, so hopefully he'll put me on his podcast. He got a podcast. He's doing some big things in Chicago, and he's trying to get back to the Quad Cities. And he wants to. He's got a war on the streets with the police and how they treating our kids and how they doing this and that. And so he's doing some. Ole. This is the podcast. You should probably call Bernice and tell her hi. What you want me to do? Tap on the ceiling with like a broom and say, Oli said hi, Bernice. No, but she upstairs, just chilling. Um, but yeah, so listen, at the funeral, he was talking about like lawsuits and fighting for like the streets and you know trying. He said one of the things that X did for him. He said X always impacted and telling people, man, we need to stick together. Like if there was some smoke or some beef, he would always try to stop people from fighting. Like, man, we don't need to be fighting each other. Our warring with us, our war is with somebody else. You dig what I'm saying? And so even though I wasn't around X like every single day, when we seen each other was mutual love. I ran into him one time when I was out of South Park, and it was like probably a couple of months after I came home. Gave me a handshake and a hug and was like, man, what's up? Like, man, they try to hide you. And I was like, man, I was rapping to him a little bit. He was like, man, glad you home, man. You still looking good out here. You done beefed up because everybody remember when I was kind of like little. But yeah, I had beefed up a little bit, and it was a hug. And so you could just feel that energy. That's a serious war, man. The police, the legal system against us and our people. I got a fight that's going on, and I want to talk to this guy. Maybe he can give me some help. But that's the type of impact that X had on people. They said this man burnt the highway up coming from Chicago when he heard what time the funeral and the service was going to be. Just to get here so he can represent X, so he can just, you know what I mean, be able to say what was going down and how's it doing. What's up, sir? How you feeling? She said, good evening and happy Sunday. Yeah, it's a good Sunday. I went to church today too. So yup, I'm feeling pretty good. Oli, you ain't said nothing about did you cook any type of food or anything. You telling me to tell Bernice hi? Well, I mean, did you, man? When the last time next time you're gonna bring some plates over here? I think she'll probably receive that a little bit better if you do that. If you like wrap some food up with aluminum foil and plates and bring that to the door, that might be cool. No, for real, for real. But listen, that's man, I can't tell you how much it warmed my heart to be at that man's funeral yesterday. So if you knew X and you missed a funeral, um, just know they sent him home the right way. I got to tell you, they sent him home, and it was beautiful. They said some really cool stuff, and it wasn't like one of those funerals where they was trying to stop you. You know what I mean? The pastor just kept on saying, if anybody got something else to say, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Wizzy told me nausea cooking. I don't really trust that, but you know, it is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? I don't really trust that one, but I don't know. Can she get down? Yeah. Okay. That's like my middle daughter. They said she cooking. All right. Okay. Shut up. But meanwhile, um, it was dope. I gotta tell you, man. To be at a funeral, and I know they sad. I know their hearts is heavy, man. Because listen, you just lost a son, you lost a father, a brother, a uncle, a nephew, a cousin. You dig what I'm saying? And his aunties and all of them, man. They got up, man, and they spoke so highly of him, about another thing about keeping the family together, going back down to I think it's Carson or somewhere, Ohio, Missouri, or something like that, what they used to do, and coming down there visiting, during the summers and stuff like that. But one guy got up and talked about, one of the cousins got up and talked about like how he was the big cousin, how anytime he got any smoke, anytime he got ready to get into a fight, I'm going to get my big cousin. And so, you know, I'm giving you these qualities. So pay attention to this. Number one, he's a mama's boy. His mama love him, as she should. You dig what I'm saying? But just listen to like the little stuff that he do. Always checking on his mom. Always, on her health. Always making sure he feed her. He bring her something to eat. Even just on the spare of the moment. I got some pizza. You want some? And pull up, and then she'll just get out of bed just to have a slice of pizza. You dig what I'm saying? We got this little boy. He used to date his mom, and said that even though he don't even date his mom anymore, he still would pick him up and take him like to events, or either pick him up from events. You dig what I'm saying? Like how many, what I mean, that you don't really find that in a lot of people. Then his nephew and Chad was just speaking on the God in him, the God man that they seen. The pastor spoke about the God that's in him and the impact that he talked about, his favorite scriptures and how God lived in his heart and stuff like that. And then an activist for like the community. You know what I mean? Not saying that all of these qualities was just perfect, or he was just number one, hitting them on all six cylinders or firing on all cylinders. But that's the keys of a good man. That's the keys of somebody that's great. That just okay, father, uncle. You dig what I'm saying? Big brother, big cousin. You know what I mean? Looking out for mom, looking out for the neighborhood, looking out for the community. You dig what I'm saying? And a lot of times you don't find that, man. And the reason why I really wanted to shout that out though too is because for the younger generation, we need y'all. You dig what I'm saying? And we need y'all to step up. We need y'all to do stuff like Lakana and all of that stuff that y'all doing. Man, don't y'all know that's so much love? You dig what I'm saying? Yvonne Collins running for mayor. And you know how big that is, man? To see if we can get that young lady in there, man. Not just because she black and because she a sister. We love our peoples, but because somebody that's black and that's young trying to do something towards change, doing something that's trying to make an impact on the Quad Cities. LaCana running for alderman at large, trying to make a change on a city. You dig what I'm saying? When people are standing up and trying to make change, man, and when they impacting like kids' life that these ain't even my kids, but I love you. Even though I ain't with your mom no more, I'm still gonna pick you up. Come on, bro, that's the heart. Come on, man. It's That's inside the heart. That's a heart condition, man. And when you see people showing love like that, that's God in them, fam. For real, for real. I rock with people like that. I support you. You dig what I'm saying? And so, X Man, I salute you, baby. We're gonna miss you, but I had to salute him. You know what I'm saying? Not because Brian is my day one, Jarvis is my day one, and love to see Teresa last night. You know what I mean? Yesterday she gave me a big hug. You know what I'm saying? So his dad, Mike, he was the man back in the days. You dig what I'm saying? But it's just holiday family, man. Y'all, man, it's just been love for y'all, man. Ever since I've been growing up with y'all, man, y'all some good peoples, man. And the ladies are beautiful too. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna, leave, I'm gonna leave that one right there. But meanwhile, yeah, it's really real, man. I rocks with the holidays, man. And X is a Rocktown legend, man. You dig what I'm saying? And man, we're gonna miss you, dude. And so listen to what the pastor was saying though. He says, when I'm not, he said it like this. He says, when you're not walking in your purpose, you depreciate the impact on souls. And so I was saying life, like your impact on life, the dash from the day that you was born to the day that you die. What's the middle of that dash gonna say about you? Now, when I was at church today, Pastor Livingston was saying this: when you're not walking in your purpose, because now make sure I don't lose you. Everybody was created for a purpose. You're not on this earth for nothing. You dig what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the video like one more time because he says some things that I want to bring to your attention before I go. So let's check this out real quick. And then I got a little tribute to my man that I'm gonna play before we go. But check this out.
I think it's crazy that you don't realize your impact on others. It is far bigger than you will ever know. Someone still laughs when they think of something funny you said. Someone still smiles when they think of that compliment you gave them. Someone silently admires you. Someone wishes they could persevere through difficult situations the way that you do. The advice you have given has made an impact on people. Your inputs and opinions have made people think twice. You're not insignificant, and your existence makes a positive impact whether you see that or not. Thank you for being you.
You see what I'm saying? And so I guess what we're just trying to say, whether you know it or not, you are not insignificant. You know what I mean? Your existence has an impact on somebody's life. You know what I mean? Whether you think so or not, man, just something that you done told somebody made them think twice. And the one thing that I like too is he says, somebody smiles at something that you think about that you might have said makes somebody smile. And so I'm silly and I love to like crack jokes, and I'm all, it's normal, you know what I mean? It's just a part of my life. And I do that because I think, you know what I mean, that's upbeat. You know, they says that laughter is the medicine, is medicine for the soul. It keeps you young. You dig what I'm saying? And a smile, man, is worth everything. You know what I mean? And so you got to understand that. Pastor Livingston says, and I know this. Remember, I was telling you the one scripture that's in the Bible. Those of us that believe in God, and whether you believe in Him or not, in my opinion, it still belongs to you. Listen to this: Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. We were created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand to be our way of life. In some scriptures, it says, which He prepared before the foundations of earth to be our way of life. So He was basically saying, like, before the world was even created, you were created in Christ Jesus for good works, that your life would impact somebody. God would use you to impact people. That's why some people cook, some people fix cars, some people is good at this, some people entertain, some people sing, some people, you know what I mean? Everybody on this planet got something that they do, and you do it well, and it comes to you so natural. You dig what I'm saying? And so when you're not walking in your purpose, back to Pastor Livingston, you depreciate your impact on souls. And so when I said life, think about it from God's point of view. He created you with a purpose for good works. And so good works is always done to help somebody else out, to do, something good for somebody else, to do something good. It's like taking the me out of it, and then looking towards what can I do for somebody else? And then you give God the glory for it. I've learned, and I'll talk about this on another time, that when you do that, man, you ever want to see God's blessings and you want to see the favor on His life for you, take your life and start looking out for somebody else, and start doing something else for some other people, and stop being selfish, and start doing some cool stuff for some other people. When you turn around, you'll look and God will be blessing the heck out of you. I done it before. I'm a living proof. I'm a living witness that this is really real. You dig what I'm saying? And it's not a joke. You depreciate your impact on souls. And what we saying is soul, because everybody looking at people in the flesh, but one day you're you're gonna die, and then your soul is gonna be turned over to God, and then it's gonna give an account. That dash, the day that you was born in this flesh and the day that you died in this flesh. Now what happened between that dash is what's gonna reflect on your soul. You think that's not true? Why is it that his nephew said, my uncle used to always tell me, even though I don't go to church, I pray a lot. And this right here, my body is God's temple and God lives inside of me. He just impacted his nephew's soul. And his nephew at the funeral, he's getting it. When he heard them other people start talking about his love for God and love for Christ, he stood right back up. Oh, that leads me to something else that my uncle told me. He loved God. He always talked to me about God. He told me this and he told me that. That's why I be telling you, turn up for Christ or burn up for life. Boy, I ain't gonna never stop turning down for Jesus. I don't know what you're gonna do with your life, but me and him, man, I'm shotgun with the Lord. I got gas money with the Lord. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know who you ride with, but it's really real. Because when I go, I want to be able to say, man, and then to me, I love people. You dig what I'm saying? I love, if I can help you out in any way, I love it. You dig what I'm saying? There's nothing like important to me than catching somebody and being able to give them a haircut, and then seeing a smile on their face like when they get done. You dig what I'm saying? I just did my little cousin um cut today. He hadn't had cut in months, and so he didn't even know what to do with like his beard. Just giving you a little story. And so I said, like, man, let me freak with it. He be coming into like a little young man, so he got this hair on his face. Like, cut it all off, cuz, and just do the mustache. I'm like, no, let me show you something. And because when you're a barber, you kind of look at people's face and you can kind of see like, okay, what would look good on his head, and do this like this. And so I did it. Oh man, that man, little homie stood in the mirror for so long. He's like, man, I gotta look in the mirror again, man. He was like, man, that looked nice. He was like, and so that's what I'm saying. You dig what I'm saying? It's just like, how can you make somebody else's day? Stop being selfish sometime, y'all. Your life is gonna impact somebody, whether you want to or not. It's impacting somebody. Now, yeah, you got a responsibility to impact your kids and try to do the best for them. Some people ain't even doing that. And I ain't here to down nobody. We not using this. This is a celebration. We saluting my man X Man. But when I left from out of there, it's like I gotta get busy. You dig what I'm saying? And um, I just loved it. It inspired me, man. It inspired me, man. It made me wanna, I just wanna do better. You dig what I'm saying? I wanna do better. And not because I want people to speak good stuff about me when I die, but man, just look at the impact that he had on their life, man. It's just like his nephew said, I'm a better person because of him. That dude that was talking about he told his family, he was like, listen, even though he's gone, I'm still gonna take this torch and I'm gonna do what me and him started. To the point where he impacted me. Okay, so what you and X was doing made me come up there and get that man my card and say, hey, I got some legal issues too. Me and you need to talk. You never know what other people is doing and how they impacting people's life where that person might be able to help you. From what him and X was doing, this man might be able to help me. You know what I mean? How I just did 15 and all of the mess that I went through. Who knows what this man might do? And this stuff started with him and X. You dig what I'm saying? And I grew up with X. I'm just giving it to you raw. Impact in life, dog. Celebrating the life, man. We celebrated that man's life yesterday, man. And that man blessed so many people before he left this earth at 45. Come on, man. At 45. And then just think about this. Even though the situation is funky and as ugly as it looked, think about how many people Breasia uh touched with her picture and her smile. Breasia crossed this whole country and probably this globe. What happened to her was horrific and horrendous. Should never ever happen to a kid. But man, you will never forget that beautiful smile on that little girl. And every time you see Breasia, don't it make you want to love your kids harder? Don't it make you just want to? I want to protect kids that I don't even know. Listen, true story. Some kids across the street, right? They be sliding down a hill on this box, and so we live on a hill, and so there's cars on their side of the street, and I got to thinking to myself, like I'm looking at them, I'm like, okay, they having fun, and they keep sliding down this hill, but then every now and then one of them will take off and run across the street. They only like 2 years old, 3 years old, and 4 years old, And so when I see them crossing the street, boy, I got so mad. I'm talking about on the inside. I got bubbling. You dig what I'm saying? Because I don't know where the parents is at, but I had to go halfway up the hill. And as soon as I seen it do it, say, hey, them kids are sliding down this hill and they running in the streets. You dig what I'm saying? And because if you come down this hill and you in a car, I'm just thinking to myself, they ain't gonna be able to see them passing up this van. And if they come in the street and this car coming down this hill, sometimes people be beating and everything. They music be blasting. You run into one of these kids in the streets. Boy, I can't take that. Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna be able to look at that and be right. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, when you see stuff like that, sometimes God is trying to tell you he do things for a reason. He do things for a purpose. I'm not saying that there was anything good that happened to Breasia in that death, but I'm telling you, when I see her face and I see that poster and what happened, it breaks my heart. But I tell you what it do, man. I want to protect every kid on earth. I don't even care if they ain't my kids. I just, you know what I mean? And it's just real like that. And so I'm telling you, your life has an impact on somebody, whether you believe it or not. So you can do whatever you want to do with your life, but I'm gonna turn up for Christ or turn up for life. Get that understood. That's not gonna ever, ever, ever change. Ever. Okay. And it ain't alcohol. It's sparkling juice. I don't even know what kind either. Welch's sparkling rosé. There it is. Okay, so now back to what Pastor Livingston was saying. When you're not walking in your purpose, you depreciate um, the impact that you have on souls. So if you're not walking in your purpose, if you ain't living your life, you know what I mean? An impact. And I ain't saying you gotta just, oh, let me get out and go save the world. No, that ain't what I'm saying. You know, stop worrying about what people think about you, about what you're wearing, about how much money you got. You dig what I'm saying? And where you going and what your car, what kind of car you driving. Am I in a relationship? I need a man to make me. You don't need no damn man to solidify who you are. You don't need no woman to solidify you. You dig what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have 5 girls to be cool. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, people with this social media. they got stuff twisted. So you got all of these different thoughts on what people should look like and what they should be, and you people pleasing. Walk in your purpose, because God has got somebody that is looking at you, that needs to see you. You might say something that's gonna make somebody smile. You might make their day. You might say something that they're gonna have to think twice to. You know what I mean? Uh, X impacted a lot of people. You dig what I'm saying? He impacted a lot of people, and so I was blessed. You know what I mean, to go to his funeral, and so I'm gonna say something before I leave, but I just want to show y'all this real quick.
This right here, Tommy One, goes out to everyone that has lost someone that they truly love. Check it out. Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show. I laced the track, you locked the flow. So far from hanging on the block for dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime, the night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you. Thinking of the day when you went away. What a life to take, what a bond to break. I'll be missing you.
It's kinda hard with you not around. Know you in heaven.
Yep, yep, yep. Okay, and there it is. And so, once again, shout out to the holiday family, man. Brian Jarvis, man, it was so good to see y'all yesterday, man. And it's so crazy, man. If y'all see them brothers, man, get them brothers a hug. You know what I mean? I didn't get a chance to see Spence. I didn't see Micah. I seen them. Seen them when they were sitting down, but when the funeral was over with, I didn't get a chance to see them. But me and Brian, like I said, we day ones. Me, him, and Jarvis, we grew up next door to each other, and so when we hugged each other, you could just feel like you could tell when somebody's hurting, and when they not only that they hurting, but it's good to see somebody that you know that love that they consider to be like damn near like a brother from another mother. Like, man, I'm so glad you're here. You know what I mean? Like, I can give you this hug because you know how I'm feeling like right now. You know what I'm missing right now. You dig what I'm saying? And listen, man, I love y'all dudes, man, for real, for real. Y'all my peoples, man, forever, forever. And so, mourn, man. Take all the time that y'all need to mourn, man, and but one thing I gotta tell you is leaving from this funeral yesterday, sheesh, I was on 10. I felt really good. You dig what I'm saying? I seen some people that was in there that I need to make amends with. I didn't think yesterday was the right time to do it. But I definitely gotta do that. You know what I mean? Because I do not want anybody to pass on this side and I never got a chance to tell you that I love you. Or that you know what I mean, that you mean something. I appreciate everybody that watched the Bare Truth. Um, we've been doing this for like almost 2 years. Later on this month on the 21st, man, I would have been home for like 2 years. And so Thanksgiving of this year, the Bear Truth been rocking for like 2 years, man. And so uh it means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Because God be giving me like little stuff, man. And like, even though you might not see like a lot of people up there in the eye, like watching it, like right now, behind the scenes, there's people watching it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody is always inboxing me saying, man, you know me, and I like what you said. And so thank God, give him the glory. Thank God that he can use me to impact somebody, man, because X, he really, really do his thing. He did his thing. So through that dash from whatever the dates was. I don't got his obituary right in front of me. I know he was born. I want to say May and he died in September. So 45 years, X Man. You impacted the Quad Cities. You're a Rocktown legend. We love you. We're gonna miss you. Anybody to the Holiday family, give them a hug if y'all see them out there. If y'all need me for anything, I'm here. And little nephew, Michael the Fourth, if you ever want to come on the Bare Truth, man, and speak out about your uncle, man, the platform is yours, man. Real talk, man. Go back and check out the video. If you ever got anything you want to say about my man X, the platform is yours. Anybody that's doing anything in the Quad Cities, I mean, really real about life, and you doing something, man, holla at Bare Truth, man, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to get on here. We're going to talk about it. I got to go because my roommate needs some creamer to make coffee. I love y'all, man. God bless y'all. Um, I'm on light duty for like about a month, so we're going to be doing some more podcasts. What you say? That was nice of you. I didn't know him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. X was really cool. I don't know. We might have seen X sometimes while we was out. You know what I mean? Probably like in the district or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Bare Truth. It's a